Hello fellow virgins, Shilla the Killer here, and today I'm going to be answering the question, is Crimson Desert really worth it, or is it all just hype? The short answer is abso-fucking-lutely yes, it is worth it, but here is the slightly longer version of that. Got me monster here, beautiful. First off, I want to say this isn't going to be some bullshit 20-minute video where I drag it out and talk about crap that no one cares about. I'm just going to get straight into it, tell you exactly if it's worth it or not, and if you should buy it. Who gives a fuck? Just tell them what they want to hear. I do want to start off by saying that I did buy this with my own money. This was not gifted to me. I'm not getting paid to say anything. Obviously, I've only got 20 fucking subscribers, so ain't no one giving me shit. But I did buy this game, the Steelbook edition, with my own money. So everything that I say in this video is exactly how I feel about it. And I'm not getting paid to say good things about it or whatever. This is just purely from someone who likes video games. If you're an action-adventure player and you enjoy action-adventure games, then absolutely this game is worth it. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to love it. You know exactly what you're going to get. It's a massive open-world action-adventure game that has just countless hours of content in it. And even if you're not an action-adventure player like me, I'm more of a multiplayer FPS person myself, I still enjoy it, and there's a lot to do, and there's a lot to cover, and there's a lot to get invested in.
Everyone. My forge never rests.
What the fuck was that?
In the early game, it was quite frustrating. The controls are a bit hard to get used to, and some of the controls do seem unnecessarily complicated. Woo. Woo, woo, woo. Hang on, buddy. But that is coming from someone who has never done, a video game control scheme before. So there is a lot of mechanics in the game, so I'm not quite sure how you would implement it any other way without the buttons being that confusing and in-depth. The more I'm playing it, the more I'm getting used to it, and it is feeling a lot more natural the more that I'm doing it.
Learn your place, scum. Fuck off, you idiot.
After about 4 to 5 hours, was almost going to give up on the game entirely because I was rushing through the main quests and I wasn't doing any of the side shit that you're kind of supposed to and to do. Whoa, you alright, baby? Sorry, we've had a little fall with the kitten. Yeah, the game heavily benefits you doing the side missions and to go out exploring and to find cool shit on your own. So that's definitely something that you need to be doing, and don't just try and raw dog the main quest line like I was doing, because you will get your ass kicked and you will get very frustrated. Fucking shit game, cunt. Holy fuck. Wiener game, wiener fucking game. Fuck off. And talking about the main quest line, at the start it was pretty interesting, and there was like a lot of fantasy elements and stuff that you hadn't really seen in these sort of fantasy games before. Well, not necessarily. Like, there was a lot of new sort of stuff that was getting introduced, and characters and abilities and just world building that was unique to the game. And as I'm about halfway through the game now, it is kind of dropping off. It just sort of seems like a very lackluster medieval fantasy sort of game where you're going and fetching your fallen comrades and building up your camp and stuff, which isn't necessarily like a huge thing. Like, it's not hugely negative or anything. It's just that the main quest line does seem to be pretty lackluster at this minute. But like I said, I'm only about halfway through the game, so take that with a grain of salt. It could really come together in the second half. I'm not sure yet. We're yet to find out.
Fuck up, idiot.
The combat is super satisfying. There's a lot of button combinations that you can do and skills that you can unlock to make you even better at the combat. can choose, to be an archer, to use spears, to use a sword and shield, to use a two-handed sword. You can sort of pick and choose the playstyle that you want to choose. And as you can probably tell from the footage and just seeing other things out there online about Crimson Desert, the actual world itself and the aesthetics and the storytelling is just absolutely beautiful. I've caught myself countless times now just getting sort of lost in going exploring and seeing new places because it looks interesting or it looks pretty. So I just go out exploring there, and before I know it, I've spent an hour just wandering around in this pretty looking forest. The actual environment itself is phenomenal. It's so in depth. It has so many little things, so many little hidden crevices. So many just little bits of storytelling scattered throughout the environment, even if it's just something simple like a small log cabin with a couple guys standing around it with fishing rods and, things like that, where it's not a huge thing when you look at it, just as a one-off or whatever, but all those tiny little things and those tiny little world building aspects really add up and make the game feel so much more alive and makes you actually want to go out there and explore and find new things. Does a phenomenal job at that. Of course, no game is perfect, and there are obviously some small complaints with it, some being what we've already touched on. Some of the controls are super confusing. Some of the puzzles can be pretty tricky, and I know it's not one of those games where they hold your hand. You do kind of have to go out there and figure it out yourself. But there are plenty of guides out there that sort of help you if you're not into the super complex puzzles and taking ages to sort of figure it out for yourself. There are plenty of guides, so you can sort of go through them pretty easily if you are wanting to go down that route. Other small complaints like you can't name your horse or your pet companions. Just small things like that, which honestly, they are very small complaints and they're just little things in the game. But Pearl Abyss has been absolutely fantastic at listening to the community feedback and making these changes and implementing patches to fix these little things. So to have a company like Pearl Abyss that's actually listening to community feedback and implementing it within days of the game coming out is fucking unreal. Pearl Abyss are really listening to the community. They're making changes. They're trying to make this game as best as they possibly can, and that shows. I really do love this game. I think it's a phenomenal game, and I do recommend anyone that's on the fence to buy it. So I've consulted with my video partner here, Doug. He was telling me off stream that he's giving it 8.5 out of 10 crimsons. So hopefully that solves the question. Is Crimson Desert worth it? Yes, it is. So go out and buy it. You!